Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody is doing well out there today. As you probably gleaned from the title of this video isn't going to be a tutorial. It's not going to be an overview of a piece of software or a Docker container or anything like that. I just wanted to chat with you guys for a minute. For the first year, or maybe even more than that I was running this channel as DB Tech, doing, self-hosting and Docker and that sort of thing. I did everything in my living room. You may remember, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you may remember, I had the fish tank behind me over here, and the couch behind me, and anyway, if you remember, you remember. If not, I guess go look at some of my older content. The problem with that setup is that it was in my living room, right? It was kind of in the middle of everything going on in the house. So I had to be careful when I recorded. If I recorded throughout the day, if my wife was home, if my kid was home, whatever, and they had to go from, say, the back of the house to the front of the house, they had to walk right through my shot. And I think that was a lot of why my videos, like I talk fast anyway, but I think a lot of the issue at that point anyway is that I was trying to just get through it as quickly as possible, as to not unintentionally hold my family hostage from whichever side of the house they were on. And it just kind of got to be a habit that I got into. And even when I moved my recording stuff out here, it was still, I developed a habit. So I've been out here recording videos with, the blue wall behind me, and the setup has changed several times back there. But I basically, the entire time I've been in this area, which is just a room I built in my garage, the whole time I've been out here, I've been sitting right here. And I feel like I've kind of gotten into a bit of a funk again. So there were some things that I noticed that was going on with me, with the channel, with the content, all of that, right? I would, throughout the week or whatever, I would take notes on project ideas that I had, video ideas that I wanted to do, those sorts of things. And I would keep this list of notes, and then, like if I was releasing, when I was releasing, Tuesday and Thursday, Monday morning, I would get up and look through my list of things and decide what I was going to make a video about at that point. I would kind of run through it a couple of times in the living room where I used to record. And once I was comfortable with the deployment of whatever the container was, or the setup of whatever it was I was making a video about, I would just come out here and knock it out. But then, even once I was done with the recording, I was still sitting here in this spot for several more hours while I was editing. And it kind of got to the point where coming out here was a chore. It wasn't, I won't say that I didn't enjoy it, but it was, it was going to work. This was my office, and this is where work happened. And that was kind of having a negative impact on my mental health to a certain degree, and how I wanted to, or basically how I was producing my content. It was just make the video, get it edited, and get it out, get it uploaded, and you're done. And I was putting myself in a bad mental head space. So recently, you may have noticed that things, as far as the format of my videos, even the length of the videos, the concise nature of the videos, everything changed quite a bit here recently. And I want to talk kind of about that and the steps that I took to kind of help, I hope. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong, but I just kind of want to talk about the steps I took to kind of flip my mind just a little bit and kind of re-engage myself, so that this area wasn't a have to do, it was a want to do again. So just a little jump back in time for a minute. Back in like 2019, before COVID hit, I got my taxes back one year. I think it was 2019. I got my taxes back and built two computers, one for me, one for my wife. The PCs we'd been using up until 2019, I was using an AMD FX 8350, and my wife was using an AMD FX 6200, I think. So that kind of shows you how old our systems were at that point. So anyway, built two new systems, identical, other than the cases. A Ryzen 5 2600 that we're both still using. A 2070 GPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and of course motherboard, whatever, right? And that's just that PC. When I built this studio space, if you want to call it that, I brought that out here. So to do my recording, to do my editing, to do all of that was out here. Everything was locked into the rack that's over here where my best hardware was. It's, it's like, well, this is the space. This is where the best stuff needs to be. And that was kind of my first mistake, I think. So what I did was I took a Minis Forum. I've actually got it right here, model HX90, and through Windows 10 on it. That's what I'm recording on right now. And it is now actually what I use in the studio. I don't need a huge amount of power out here. This is way more than adequate for what I'm doing out here as far as just recording my screen. So then I took the setup that I had out here and took it in the house. And so now I do my research in the house. I do my research. I do my script writing. I'm actually writing scripts now. I'll do just kind of a quick shot of this here at some point where you can kind of see my setup here. But I do my research in there. I write my scripts in there. I then upload my scripts to a Dropbox account because it ties well, or Dropbox ties into the teleprompter I use. And then I can pull the teleprompter up, and you guys may not even realize, not in this video, but in my last several videos, they've all been scripted and they've all used teleprompters. So I reconfigured my whole workflow process. I research in there, I write in there, I record in here. I sit here and I record. I stare at the camera like I'm doing now. I read what it says on there because I just wrote it, and then I ingest all of that over to my Synology server and take it all over to my PC in there. Where then I can kind of be part of the family again. I can be part of the household again. I'm not kind of locked in what would be an otherwise dark room. Yes, I can turn the lights on, but there are no windows in here. This is a room I built in my garage. So it's very confined feeling in here when you're here for very long. So by moving my editing rig out there, by kind of splitting the tasks up a bit, it's kind of freed my mind up a little bit. Maybe that's a weird way to put it, but that's kind of how my brain works. So now this space, obviously my server rack is still over here. You can't see it, but hey, look, it's right there. Anyway, so now this is the server room. This is the recording room. This is where I come to get away from the kid every once in a while or whatever. But now, like, I can be creative. I can bounce ideas off of my wife, who is way more technically adept than she thinks she is, because she's listened to me talk about this kind of stuff for the last few years on here. So I can bounce ideas off of her. I can say, what do you think about this or whatever, and she can give me her input, which has been super helpful. But then, like, I come out here and I read the script, and then I can go in there, and then I can record all of my B-roll, and I can record everything I need to in there, and not feel like I have to rush through it to get back to the family. When I'm out there and I'm editing, I can just pause, go do my thing, and come back, and it's less tedious feeling. It's less time crunch feeling when I don't have to isolate myself in here to get back in there. So there's my left monitor right there. Of course, there's my camera with my Parrot teleprompter. It was actually Jeff Geerling that got me, that kind of turned me on to the Parrot teleprompters. It's been great. Hooks right onto my Panasonic camera there. No issues whatsoever. Of course, another screen over there. These are two 4K screens that I've had out here forever. I've got my mic set up here, but this is actually an Audio-Technica AT2020. I've got an M-Audio interface back there. And then down here is the mess that is my mind. So I've never actually been diagnosed with ADHD or ADD or anything like that, but I tend to keep a messy workstation. And believe it or not, I know what everything is on here and where it is and why it's there. But this isn't conducive to a positive workflow. And I can't keep my desk in the other part of the house like this. So I think this desk takes the brunt of my creative anxiety. There's just stuff everywhere, going on all of the time. And the reality is that this isn't what I would call, again, conducive to being creative in such a way as to put out good quality product, content product, whatever you want to call it. So So I changed some things up in the house, and let's go talk about that now. This is my editing area. I say that this is where I do a lot of my research. This is where I write my scripts. This is where I edit my videos. This is the background that you may have seen if you've been watching this channel for a while, with the orange background and the fish tank behind, and you know, the easily mispronounceable name on the back of the chair there. This is kind of where everything happens now, other than the actual recording. In the past, I did an edit integration 6 or 7 months ago about the FlexiSpot desk. I love this desk. It has been amazing. I went with the bamboo here just because I really like the aesthetic. I have not been kind to this desk, and the surface doesn't show it whatsoever. I absolutely love it. Of course, on this end, we've got some projects that I'm in the middle of. I made a video about this that everybody hated because, I mean, I guess I don't blame them. But this is coming up soon. This is a Raspberry Pi case. This is the Pyron Man Raspberry Pi 4 case. I've got a Synology camera here. I've actually already got one of them up and running. This one is actually going to be for B-roll shots. And then, of course, I've got my Samsung monitor, 3440 by 1440, with a deadline of pixels right here that have all turned yellow. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of where everything happens. That's the computer I was talking about, Ryzen 2600. Not the X, just the Ryzen 5 2600. Again, an EVGA GeForce RTX 2070, 32 gigs of RAM in there now. But that's kind of what is going on over here. Those lights you see back there, that is a 10 gig card. I've got both of them populated because, you know, why not? And then underneath, right there, you can see the blinky lights. That is actually connecting, that switch connects that PC to the network, but also gives me 10 gig from here out to the studio for file transfers and that sort of thing. For audio, I've just got a set of clips, the 2.1 media center or media speakers there. One there, obviously, one over there. Subwoofer underneath, you get the idea there. So here recently, I've had several companies reach out to me and offer some ergonomic solutions to kind of spruce up the area, kind of keeps things a little cleaner than they might have already been. I've got some B-roll that I will show here of what my desk area used to look like, and it is much more better for my brain. Is about all I can really say there. I've still got some cables to manage there, but it's always a work in progress. So the folks over at GroveMate reached out a couple of months ago and offered to send me some products to share with you guys. And I want to be very clear, GroveMate products are expensive. They're aware of that. They even said it in their email that their products are expensive. And I've been kind of hovering here for a minute because this monitor stand is theirs. If we take a look, it feels like some kind of a polycarbonate kind of thing. I don't even know what it's made out of, but it's nice. It's durable. The dust wipes off of it very easily, which I appreciate in a dry climate. I will say, when I first got this, I was a little unimpressed with these legs. They're kind of a foam material here that I wasn't sure I was going to be impressed with, but it's just kind of faded into the background, and now it is just part of it. But what's nice about this is because it's kind of a foam. I don't know what to call it. It's kind of just a weird foam, but it doesn't, like, if I need to move this, it won't scratch the desk because it's a very soft material, but still very firm. It's a weird combination. I don't know how else to describe it. Of course, below here, they've also got this drawer that goes with this. That, you know, you can get in a couple of different colors. I went with the standard cork. You can also get a dark cork to put in there, but I'm very inattentive, and I thought the white or the lighter cork would be easier for me to find things. So that is, again, part of the GroveMate product line, both the monitor stand here as well as this drawer. And then they also sent this nice little cup here. It is walnut. It has been very well made. And it's got a little divider, a little stainless steel divider thing in there. And That's how I organize my, you know, my pens, my pencils, that sort of thing. And then we come over not to the keyboard. We're going to talk about the keyboard in a completely separate video. This is from Digma. That's going to be a whole video in and of itself. But also this desk mat. This is made of wool. That was also provided by GroveMade. Love the feeling of it. It's easy to clean. Honestly, you just pick it up and shake it off and brush off whatever doesn't come off, and it's clean. It's really that easy. The one thing that I did have an issue with regarding this, and mostly because of this keyboard, is that periodically it would move. Like you can kind of see it buckling up under there. So I did get it's called cat's tongue tape. That's supposed to help it keep from moving as much. It's fine. I will probably go with a different solution later. But yeah, this is the desk mat that they sent. Again, very comfortable, feels very nice. Kind of makes you want to pet it periodically. But that's kind of the stuff that GroveMade sent. Again, it was this desk mat, the monitor here, the monitor stand rather, that is actually remarkably sturdy for coming in parts the way it did. Again, the drawer, this drawer is, I underestimated drawers, I guess. And then of course, you know, like I said, the pen holder here, and oh, there was one other thing in here if I can find it. There it is. And then there's this. This is a letter opener, box opener, whatever you want to call it. It is not sharp here. However, it is, like I just, see, I just got the end of my thumb there with it. It is very, very good at opening boxes. Little box opener, again, not sharp. You can just rub your fingers on it like this, but I'm gonna see if I can not cut myself, but just no effort at all. Like it is just crazy sharp there. Like I put no effort into that. So as I'd mentioned earlier, I do all of my B-roll stuff out here when I need, you know, clips from websites or me recording stuff out. All of that happens on this screen, which again, as you can see, is an ultra wide 3440 by 1440, which isn't great since, you know, most people will be watching this at 16 by 9, not 21 by 9. And so I actually even had somebody here the other day. I'm going to kind of move some stuff around here real quick. Somebody the other day had mentioned that they had seen an editing error where they had seen OBS pop up. I use OBS. I didn't think that was a surprise to anybody, but the problem is, like, if you look over here, there's my shorts row. However, that's right over here is really all you can see of that because the resolutions are wrong. You know, this is set to be 16 by 9, and this is obviously not. So what I did with my Steam Deck here is I've got a 2560 by 1080 button and a 3440 by 1440 button. And if I press this, like so, just like that, now, of course, things have moved around a little bit there. But now if I bring this over to be, you know, like the 16 by 9 resolution there, we're going to get a much truer representation where we can only see part, like right down there, we can only see part of this. And if we come over there, we can only see part of this. And I can even still have, you know, this over here, and I can have my start and stuff over here, and you'll never see it on my screen. So it's just kind of one of those things I've done. And then when I'm done with that, again, press the button right there, and I'm back to 3440 by 1440. So that's just one of the little tricks that I have found for myself to help kind of speed up the process of doing my B-roll stuff, doing my editing stuff, things like that. You know, of course, while we're here taking a look at the Steam Deck, obviously I can open OBS there. I can record with that button. I can take screenshots with that button. So I don't even have to have OBS on the screen. I can just use shortcuts here and get where I need to be on my setup there. And it really has helped kind of my editing process, my workflows, all of that kind of stuff has really been helped by some of the stuff I've done here, obviously, but having a nice separate workspace from where I record that has everything I need right where I need it, and looks nice, you know, with the GroveMade stuff, with the Digma, just all of this together, I feel really gives me a better place in my head to do the creative stuff I like to do. Okay, guys, so here we are. We're back in the studio. Didn't want to hold up the family, kind of hold them hostage again, like I mentioned earlier. So we're back out here to wrap this up. Basically, this video was just meant to be kind of a an acknowledgement of the fact that I do read your comments, that I do understand that I ramble a lot. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had to redo this segment. But I do read the comments. I do respond to the comments. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It depends on the day. But because of the comments, the feedback that you guys have given, I realized I had to make a change. And so I kind of separated different parts of my workflow into different spaces so that I can change the way I think about what I'm doing, to hopefully bring you guys a better end result, product, video, whatever nomenclature you want to use there. I do try to listen to what you guys are saying to some degree and try to make my content more accessible to you guys, and that's why I wanted to make some of the changes that I've made. I'm sure there will be more changes in the future, but I want to say I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the feedback you've given, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm sure most of you had good intentions with your feedback, but I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to kind of give you guys a little insight into my brain, and of course show off some of the new stuff that's going on, some of the new projects that are coming up, like that Digma keyboard. I've got that little Raspberry Pi Pyron Man case. I've got a Synology camera video coming up. Lots of new stuff coming up, and none of that would be possible without you guys. And that's why I take what you guys say to heart as much as I can for my mental health. So I knew I needed to make some changes. I've made some of those changes, and I'd love to hear from you guys what you think about the new way I'm doing content, and that sort of thing. Just let me know what your thoughts are, and we'll kind of go from there. I've got some other ideas for videos that are more kind of community inclusive. That I some stuff I'd like to get some information from you guys, maybe make some videos as far as kind of what the community is doing. I'd love to include some of you guys in some upcoming videos that I've got some ideas for. So hopefully you'll join me for that kind of thing. Of course, this is just kind of a not necessarily just a rambling head video, but you know, I wanted to say thank you. I wanted to kind of give you a little sneak peek into my brain and kind of my workflow. And yeah, so I'm going to shut the hell up. I'm rambling, and I'm acknowledging that. So thank you guys for your support, watching the videos, whether it's just watching, liking, subscribing, whether you're doing Patreon or dbtech.fans or channel memberships or whatever. Man, I appreciate all of it. I appreciate the support that I get from you guys. It really does mean a lot to me. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank you guys again for spending a few minutes of your day with me today, and I'll talk to you in the next video.